Hello everyone.
Hello everyone, welcome to our stream. In this stream, we're going to talk about yesterday's Arsenal versus Chelsea match. So, hope
And
you like
somehow
the stream.
Shankar just developed an accent. No one knows how or why.
This is not an accent, brother.
It-
Yeah. So, did you watch the match, Suhas?
yeah, I did. For the most part, I did. Yeah, I did miss some moments,
Yeah.
but yeah,
The later
enough
part of
to
the match, the later part of match, the later part of the match was really boring. Arsenal kind of gave up. They were like,
yeah.
we're fine with this result," and it was all Chelsea, moving the ball around without any real end product. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
tell. Hmm.
as we've been seeing from Chelsea over the past few weeks. I think the main problem is with their attitude, because if even if the manager is not good enough, like even when Barcelona was playing under Koeman, in some games they had the desire to go and win games.
Hmm.
They had the desire to chase the ball. They were not giving up most of the times. Okay, yeah, I do know that Koeman's era was a failure for Barcelona, but uh, Lampard, it doesn't matter how good or bad the coach is. Sometimes just by the effort of the team, some games can be won. And I don't see that from Chelsea. They don't look like they have a hunger in them that is going to win a team trophies.
Hmm. Yeah, I see your point, but there's nothing that Rampard is doing that's exceptional, right? Even his tactics are getting out. He's tactically getting outclassed by Arteta. I thought we might see something. Tactically he might make some modifications in the second half and all, but he still went on and played the same formation. Tactically, there was nothing like, uh, you know, he found this as the main fault and he did this to address that issue. I didn't actually quite find that. What do you think about this? Frank Lampard as a manager.
So initially, what I've seen from Chelsea is they decided to press Saliba and the new centre back guy of Arsenal. Sorry, not Saliba,
Gabriel and
Gabriel
yeah,
and the new centre back. Uh,
Kiwi something, yeah.
through Aubameyang and Kante.
Yes, true.
Kante is no longer just a CDM.
Hmm.
He's a box to box midfielder, and he has been pressing the centre backs. They both have been pressing the centre backs, uh, but then uh, in the midfield, Chelsea were left with George Kovacic and
Can't,
Enzo
yeah.
Fernandez.
Yeah, true,
Uh,
true.
Enzo Fernandez, yeah, and
Hmm.
the wingers stayed wide. The Chelsea wingers stayed wide because it didn't make any sense because Zinchenko was coming into the midfield, and White was offering a little bit of width as a
Hmm.
right back. But when once Odegaard started forming a box with Shaka, Jorginho, and Zinchenko, Enzo and Kovacic got trapped in that box. Like, I wish I had a board to demonstrate this or something. But what I have
Yeah.
observed is that there were four Arsenal players and two Chelsea players were in the middle of them. Like
Hmm.
Arsenal had a lot of numerical advantage to play with,
Hmm.
move the ball around freely. So to do this, to beat this, Lampard did come up with a solution, which was uh, making Aubameyang and Kante stick with Jorginho and Zinchenko. You know
That
what
didn't
that
quite
means,
work,
right?
did it?
It
Hmm.
didn't
Hmm.
because it allowed the centre backs a lot of freedom,
Hmm. See,
so they
the
could
whole point
easily
of
play the ball out of the back.
the whole point of Zinchenko tucking in is to pull the winger inside him so that a path creates from the center back to the left winger. A passing lane opens, right? And
Yeah.
one thing I've observed, that I take it very critically, is that Odegaard has been left unmarked the whole game. If you observe, I mean, uh, I think even you can tell this. Who is the most aggressive player in this Chelsea lineup? Aggressive, like,
Aggressive,
physical. Yeah, I guess it's
physical and
N'Golo Kante,
aggressive.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So my point was, you take N'Golo Kante and make him mark Odegaard. In my opinion, that would have solved half of Chelsea's problems, because you see the first goal, you see the second goal, he was left literally unmarked, and he found the space between the midfield and the defensive line, and he scored. So, what are your thoughts
Yeah.
about this one?
Uh, Odegaard is a really, what's the word? Uh, he's
Technically
very
brilliant.
mobile. He's
Okay.
very mobile. He
Hmm.
keeps moving around a lot. There's a lot of movement
True.
going on. Uh,
True. True.
he's on the ball and off the ball. He's constantly trying
Hmm.
to get into good positions, link up with his teammates, take up some of the pressure of his team. He tends to get into good positions. And Odegaard, he scored two brilliant goals yesterday.
Yes.
First one is a brilliant one, and the second one was brilliant in terms of build up.
Hmm.
But but you keep he keeps finding himself in those positions, and yeah, what you said makes sense. Playing someone like Kante, making him mark Odegaard, because Kante has a lot of stamina, and
Yes.
he's quick. He's disciplined, and that's really important when you're trying to man mark a player.
Hmm.
But
Or
I
you know,
think,
when you feel like Kante is not the defensive midfielder to go with, you should have played someone like Denis Zakaria, who's more like a six, and he usually drops in between the midfield and in between the midfield and defensive zones. So that zone would have been covered by Zakaria. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
mm, Zakaria is more defensive minded than Kante is as well.
Hmm.
He played as a centre back multiple times, and
True.
in my opinion, he's a really good player. But we have to keep in mind that I think he's recently recovering from an injury,
Oh,
isn't he?
I had no
Uh,
idea. I don't think so. Yeah.
because he hasn't been playing for the last few weeks. If
Hmm.
you
He has been
observed,
benched.
he hasn't been in
Yeah.
the.
He got
Anyways,
benched. Yeah.
I don't think so. Let me just quickly check. I'm
Cool.
like almost sure Zacharias has been injured.
Hmm. Yeah.
Injury.
While you're at it, I'll continue. Uh, One thing, if you have observed, I think Kante starting 11 was good. Except for that, I don't think Sterling should have started. I'm a huge Modric fan. I think he should start every game for Chelsea. You could see that after he came onto the pitch, there were few moments of brilliance from him. He was using his pace to beat Ben White. Yeah, and
In the laser eyes.
um, hmm, yeah, that someone needs to address this issue, bro. And moving on, yeah, about the build up, you've seen, after I saw the lineup, I actually wondered how Arteta will deal with this issue. So usually when a team plays with a 4-2-3-1 or that kind of formation, you have four in the back line and two in the defensive midfield zone, right? So usually two players will press the two defensive midfielders. But in this match, they went with a 4-3-3 formation. So there will be three midfielders in the midfield line. So when Arteta was using this, 4-4-2 to press, I thought someone will get a free spot here. If you see, Gabriel Jesus and Odegaard were pressing the two centre backs of Chelsea, obviously, and the defensive midfielders. Jorginho and Xhaka were holding on to Kovacic and Enzo. So here Kante is free. So the left side the player on the left side, that guy 19, Trossard.
Madueke,
Yeah, no,
Trossard, right?
Trossard. Yeah, Trossard had two
Arsenal's
options. So yeah, Trossard had two options: either to mark Cesar Azpilicueta or to mark Kante. What he did was he marked Kante, and I think that, in the first half that played a huge role. That's why Arsenal were able to dominate. If you watch in the second half, he tweaked it a bit. Lampard tweaked it a bit. He pushed Aspilicueta up. Kind of played the ball over the top of
over the top.
Trossard. Yeah, of Trossard, and that way they were able to the link ups between Kante and this guy Maduake. So that way they were able to hold on to the ball for much longer, which is what I thought. No, from the initial observations of the game. You have any comment on this?
Uh, Maybe that would have worked if it was a better right back. I'll
Hmm.
be honest with you right now.
Yeah.
As Piliqueta, I think it's about time he leaves Chelsea. No
Hmm.
disrespect to him, amazing player. Plays anywhere, he plays for the badge. Great player, but it's over for him. It's just over for him. He's not at that level anymore. And I know people keep saying this about so many players, and they step up and prove them wrong. I wish
True.
Aspilicueta does that. I do, but I don't see that happening because Aspilicueta has always relied on his desire and not
Hmm.
really on his technical abilities. If you see, if you have watched Chelsea like 4 or 5 years back, Aspilicueta was always running up and down the flanks. You know, like, uh, labor work like that, it puts a lot of pressure on
True.
pressure on
True.
a person. It takes its toll on the body, and I think it's like curtains for Aspilicueta, and yeah, club legend for sure, but
Hmm.
it's just it's just not that
Yeah.
kind of game anymore.
Yeah. His game is over. He's out of pace now. I think there was a need of pace on the right flank there, and Aspilicueta was simply not able to provide that. I don't think he went up many times. Right? He didn't even run up. He was just forming a back three with Thiago Silva and Fofana. What did you think about Fofana's game?
Fofana, okay, interesting. Fofana has been sometimes he has been good.
Sometimes maybe good,
Sometimes
sometimes maybe
maybe
shit.
good, sometimes maybe shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's quick, he's strong, and that's typical of most Premier League centre backs these days.
Hmm.
But sometimes his decision making is lacking, and his tackles are a bit slow. I'm sure with continuity he'll get better, but I still believe Chelsea should just drop the three at the back and go back to a four at the back system
True, true. I mean, you
because
need you need good fullbacks to do that, right? And Reece James have been injured since forever for them, so I think they need to sign a good right back, a backup, or if they continue to plan with Reece James despite his
I
injuries,
think
then
they recently signed Malo Gusto from Lyon.
okay, no idea actually.
No, not
Yeah.
recently, like in the last transfer window, they signed Malo Gusto.
Hmm.
He's a good right back. He plays well. He played well in the League One. I
Hmm.
mean, of course, anyone plays well in League One. But again,
Exactly. Yeah.
he looks like a quality player. He's a young player,
Hmm.
and I think if if he's trusted, if he gets more chances, he'll be a good enough backup option for Reece James. Obviously, Reece James is a really good right back, one of the best young right backs in the
True.
world
Yes.
after Trent.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, Trent
I
is better. Let's not talk about defending
I
here, but
cons I consider Reece James. highly than Trent, because Reece James is complete fullback. Trent is an attacking fullback. There's a difference.
Right.
But
But
to consider
we
your
both
point,
know their quality comes out when they're attacking.
hmm, come on,
But
bro. I mean,
I mean,
you the you know if you consider why that position is there, the right back position, like before the football has evolved, the main purpose of a right back is to defend, and Trent can't do that. So you might argue that he can attack better, but the main purpose of a right back is to, you call him right back for a reason. His his purpose is to defend first. Yeah.
but the evolution of the fullbacks has been one of the biggest talking points of football in recent years, and I don't think the two positions, not yeah, the two positions that have changed drastically over the last few years or decades or whatever is the goalkeeping position and the fullback position. Goalkeepers are no longer just meant to stop the ball, throw the ball, catch the ball. It's no longer that. They need to be
Thanks
able
to
to pass the ball well.
thanks
I'm
to
not gonna say it. I'm
you
not gonna
have
say
to
it.
test. Come on, come on, come on. Thanks to
Yeah, thanks to Nair, of course,
yes.
legendary player. Anyways,
Hmm,
uh, in the same way, the fullback position has been completely changed because
hmm,
it's no longer who can defend or who can attack. It's more about being uh, being able to run for a long time, being able to do everything, like except shooting, of course.
hmm,
But when you look at it in this way, Reece James gets into very good positions. Sorry about that.
yeah.
Reece James gets into really good positions attacking wise, but his attacking output is not as good as Trent's.
Hmm,
And if you want to dominate, if you're one of the clubs that looks to, you know, have the ball for a long time and attack continuously, find that one spark, I think Trent has a better chance of pulling that off than Reece James does. And no disrespect to Reece James, amazing player. I wish
hmm.
he joins Barcelona. We're in dire need of a right back.
Bro, he's injury prone. What you guys gonna do with him? You're better off with players like, who's that Tottenham right back?
Mazraoui, Pedro Porro.
Sorry, that's, yeah. I think someone like that might fit well at Barcelona than someone like Chris James. He's injury prone.
He is, but the he's also strong. He looks strong. Like look at his calf muscles, man.
Every footballer's calf muscles are. I'm
I
sure
would like
Hector
to
was.
introduce you to Usman Dembele.
I'm sure Hector Bellerin's calf muscles are also, but he's not a world class right back, right? Anymore, at least. Yeah.
Not anymore. Anyways, my take on Chelsea's fullback troubles is sign someone who's going to be able to do everything for you instead of finding two players who who can do one of those things. Like you're not gonna make them have sex and get a new left back or something.
We are a
So it
family
doesn't
friendly
make any sense.
stream, guys. Yeah.
This isn't Dragon Ball Z where you can just be like fusion, just fuse two players together and
Yeah.
have an amazing fullback.
Yeah.
So Chelsea should do their homework before they're making any signings, and this has been the topic of discussion for many months. And Chelsea
Yeah.
should really put their money to good use. And I'm not talking about charity. I'm talking I'm talking about player wise.
Yeah,
They've signed a lot
I
of
think
players who don't fit the system.
a lot. I think a lot of players need to go this season. After this season, they, I mean, I didn't even I didn't even know that Ziyech still plays for Chelsea, and until he warmed up yesterday and came
Came
out.
on yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah, so Ziyech needs to go. A lot of players like Azpilicueta, Ziyech. You have Thiago Silva who's leaving next season. I think he's retiring, right?
not sure,
Yeah,
bro.
fine. Uh, you have wingers like Sterling. I I don't think Sterling is world class. I'm sorry, guys. Sterling is not world class in my opinion.
Sterling
I
is average,
Yes,
and
Aubameyang needs to
right now,
go.
like Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you see the current Chelsea losses streak, what do you think about that? They haven't won since Frank Lampard took over. How do you see that, and what effect that might have on the mentality of the players?
It's clear, right? What mentality? The players don't have any desire anymore. Uh, and Enzo, he used to be really like, I am the fire, I am the fire. He used to be like that, and now he's just like, he's just
Hmm.
like, bro, just, just
Let's get it
please,
over
just
with.
leave me the
Yeah.
fuck alone. Yeah. Uh, so that's not the atmosphere you want to create. And the only way that's going to change is if you start winning at least one win.
Hmm.
A single win can fill up a lot of confidence in your players. And
That's why I think more than a tactician, I think Chelsea are in now need of a man manager like Zinedine Zidane, Hansi Flick. These guys are not great tacticians, but they know how to manage the players, how to manage their egos, and to put them on the right track. S- Yeah, you have anything to
I
add to
don't
that,
think any Chelsea players will be having any egos now.
bro? Egos are real, even
I'm
if the
kidding.
team. Yeah, yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Anyways, over the last few seasons, Chelsea has been a talent gutter. Like, they sign world class talents and they just go to shit. I wasn't able to find a better word for that.
Yeah, yeah,
You
good.
see players like Havertz, Enzo this season, Fofana, who was considered a great steal, Zakaria,
Yeah.
even Mark Cucurella, and
True.
Chilwell. Chilwell has been really good for Leicester City, and now he's just like average mid.
Hmm.
And mid won't do it. Mid won't do it. Not for a super club like Chelsea. Not for a club who has spent 500 million pounds on players over the last season. That's not something you should settle with. Mid is not good
True.
enough. And unless Chelsea address this issue, I know you have money. Doesn't mean you have to waste it. It's a matter of time before FFP catches up to you.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You,
And
you know
yeah,
what they
they
do when
definitely need.
FFP cut, they have a solution. They'll give 20-year contract to some other player and they'll sign him. So, yeah, if you look at Enzo's contract, he has 8 years contract with Chelsea. I mean, that's
And
unheard of,
the
right?
payment
Yeah,
is
I
made
think,
in installments.
yeah, I think there was a rule in Premier League before this season or something that only allows you to uh, sign a player for 5 years. I don't know what has happened to that rule. 5 years is the maximum. You can go below that, but you can't go above that.
I'm not sure about that. If I'm gonna take your word for it, uh, anyways, Chelsea is in deep shit, man. That's the best way to put it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to ask you about this. What did you think about Kovacic's game yesterday?
Okay. Kovacic. He's not the kind of player you wanna like watch continuously. Yeah, when especially when you have players like Gabriel Jesus and Saka and Odegaard playing in the same match. But Kovacic has been good. He did what he always does. Uh, like you can't expect him to be creative. You can't expect him to uh, make a killer pass.
Hmm.
He's not that kind of player, and Chelsea is lacking that. Chelsea doesn't have that kind of player, and they need to find someone like that soon,
Hmm.
really, really soon. Uh, because the way things are going, it's not looking good for Chelsea. And Kovacic, what can I say, man? I like the guy. I like him as a player. But would I want someone like him in my team? Sure, but am I going to put all my hopes on him? Am I asking him to control the game? Am I asking him to create a million chances? No, definitely not. He's just not that kind of player. I've noticed in the first 10-15 minutes he has been sloppy a little bit. After
Yeah.
that he was like decent.
Huh. Yeah. So, in my opinion, he was the worst player for Chelsea yesterday. Sorry, guys. But like, there was no real enthusiasm from him, real character to actually go out and win a tackle. People were actually easily dribbling past him. Uh, for the second goal, I guess, to progress the ball, Odegaard kind of dribbled past both uh, Chilwell and Kovacic together. They were both trying to tackle, and he just came. He just dribbled past them. So I didn't, to track back or to win the second ball or something like that. I didn't see a character from him yesterday, and I think he's already in Manchester City. His mind is there. He's not focusing on his game at Chelsea. After this season, I'm sure he's gonna leave Chelsea for Manchester City. I don't want him at Bayern. Sorry, I think more player like Sufyan Amrabat will fit well at Bayern. If
I
we if
mean,
we're
who
going out
wouldn't
for
want a
six,
player like him, right?
true, true.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, Kovacic. Isn't that the case with all the Chelsea players? I thought the player who played with the most heart was Fofana, to be honest,
true. Hmm.
and Madueke at times.
Madueke was
But
brilliant.
the way they bottled the chance, the 4v2,
Hmm.
I can't believe what Kante was doing there. What
Exactly.
was he doing without releasing the ball? That was absolutely disastrous. It was a 4v2. It should at least have been, at least must have troubled Ramsdale to some extent. The
True.
the pass was late, the control was terrible, and the attempt at the shot from Madueke, I don't know whether it's a cross or a shot, but I don't know. That was just tragic, and it sums up Chelsea's season. Too little, too late.
Yeah, and I think the biggest chance that Chelsea made, apart from that Madueke goal, was Chilwell's shot in the first ten
Chilwell
minutes. I
shot,
guess,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
When Saka failed to clear his lines,
Hmm.
Chilwell was through on goal, and I also like Chilwell yesterday. Actually, he was causing trouble to Ben White
He
at
was
times.
decent.
Even
Hmm.
Saka, yeah, he was fine. He was fine. One of Chelsea's better players over the last few weeks. Surely, if he's given time and just some encouragement, he can make that left back position his own, which it kind of is right now. And I mean,
Hmm.
maybe he can get better better at it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Let's talk about
Justin,
substitutions.
a 21-year-old Arsenal fan, has been arrested on suspicion of shining a laser at Mikhailo Mudryk during Chelsea's
Yeah.
loss on Tuesday. Well,
Yes.
that's good news.
Yeah. He should be banned.
he definitely should be banned and maybe even
Yeah.
serve time. It's football. It's not a war ground.
Yeah, come
And
on.
that's
That's too
just
harsh in my opinion. Yeah. So
let
yeah,
the
uh,
players play.
I wanted to ask you, what did you think about substitutions? Chelsea's and Arsenal's, because I was literally disappointed with Arsenal substitutions.
Arsenal could afford to make shit substitutions. To be honest,
But
uh,
I wanted them to go out and destroy Chelsea altogether. But they were conservative. Okay, we scored 3 goals. Now we will sit back. We'll let them have the possession, but we'll make sure that they won't create any huge chance. It was their mentality, their approach to the game. I didn't like that. I think if they tried hard enough, they would have scored 2 or 3 more goals.
yeah, maybe, but Arsenal bottled a three-goal lead versus West Ham a
Hmm.
few weeks back. They were 3-1 up, and West Ham went ahead and scored two or something. A two-goal lead or a
No,
three-goal lead. Arsenal
no. I think
bottled a
they were
lead.
3-1 down, and in the last few moments they scored 2 goals.
I think that was against Bournemouth or something. Let me
No, no.
just quickly check, guys. I'm sorry if I'm giving you
Yeah.
wrong information. Just a second. They even bottled against Liverpool and West Ham. I think. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
against West Ham they bottled a two-goal lead. They
Hmm.
gave away a penalty. Yeah, 2-0 up by minute 10,
Hmm.
and it ended 2-2.
That was against Liverpool,
Say-
right?
No, that was against West Ham. Exactly my
Okay.
point. Even against Liverpool, they did the same.
Hmm.
They were having a two-goal lead by minute 20 or something, and the game
Yeah. Yeah.
ended 2-2 again. They
Yeah.
came back against Southampton. Yeah, but
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you might consider that, but you know, this is Chelsea, guys. Come on. The only goal they
we never know.
scored last.
They did manage to score. Madwick is like that was a good pass. That was a good run from Madwick, and that
Yeah.
uh, was it Kovacic who gave the
Kovacic.
pass? Yeah,
Kovacic.
Kovacic gave a great pass over the top, and
Hmm.
it was not the
I
most
blame.
convincing of finishes, but it worked. Zinchenko,
Yeah.
definitely Zinchenko,
Exactly.
definitely
Bro,
Zinchenko.
he thought he was a statue. He didn't move. You should move, bro. Zinchenko is ball watching. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, that's where Zinchenko is lacking, and that's why I think Tierney came on
Hmm.
towards
Exactly.
the ending moments
Yeah.
because Arteta didn't want another bottle job. He was like, "I got enough at home, bruh. That's enough for me. I don't want more."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but my biggest complaint was, why did you bring Reece Nelson and put him on the right side? Because I really like this Reece Nelson guy. He's a very good dribbler. I'd put him on the left side and maybe
Left side.
put Martinelli on the right side, because Martinelli was suffering against Aspilicueta. He was finding it hard to dribble past him yesterday. So I'd put Martinelli on the right side and yeah, while laughing.
The amount of stepovers Martinelli did last night. If I had $1 every time he did a step over last night, I'd end up with Chelsea's transfer budget.
Yeah,
Uh,
good one.
yes. Okay, you tell me this. You have a player who scored 10, 15 goals for you this season, and you have a player who is trying to break into the first team.
Yeah, who would you
Who
play
would you play
in there?
in their preferred position?
Yeah, exactly. And
Obviously, the goal scorer, right? Yeah,
yeah,
obviously, if it's not working, you should
exactly.
tweak it up and change it up. But Yeah,
Exactly my
I
point.
think Arteta's, uh, you know, management in between the game is not
Hmm.
as good as his tactics
Good
off
point.
the pitch,
Hmm.
because he
Yeah.
failed to cope with City's press as well.
True. True. I think the players needs to know what exactly they need to do, because like we discussed in the City versus Arsenal discussion, City forwards had their one picture in their mind. It was clear. They wanted to press the centre backs of Arsenal with their cover shadow on the defensive midfielders. As simple as that. They didn't care if the ball was going to the fullback or something, because they let their wingers deal with that. If you look at Arsenal's press from their forwards,
Odegaard
if
was
I
pressing the fullbacks as well as the centre backs.
exactly,
Same with
and they were
Jesus.
trying to do it all, and when you try to do it like that, none of the things work. I think it was clear from the match against City, right? Their
Yeah,
press utterly failed in that match. Yeah, yeah. Go on. You were saying something.
I'm gonna need you to remind me what I was saying.
Okay, we'll let it go. Yeah, we'll discuss for 10 more minutes and we'll close the stream, guys. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah, I was saying Arteta has a very rigid system.
hmm,
Whether it works or not, he sticks to it.
true.
You have seen it time and time again. He consistently plays Zinchenko as that
Inverted
inverted
fullback.
fullback
Yeah.
time and time again. Whether it's working or not, it doesn't matter. I just want him there. He's
Hmm.
very rigid with his tactics, and it's a good thing because so was Pep.
Hmm.
So was Pep. But when it's not working, Pep is rigid with his new tactics. Arteta, I think he still has a lot to learn
True.
in
True.
that sense. You should be able to utilize the versatility of a player like Ben White,
Hmm.
who can play as a third centre back when you need him to. All
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
midfielders have enough quality to play in different positions.
You're glitching, my
I've
friend.
seen. Sorry about that.
Yeah. You figure that out. Yeah. So continuing on that note, you're back.
Am I?
Yeah. Yeah. You are. Don't dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Can't hear you.
Yeah. Go on. You were talking about Arteta,
So
Farteta. Yeah.
yeah, this season Shaka has shown everyone how good he can be going forward in more attacking positions. In throughout his entire career, Shaka has never been the player to get into the box, as far as
Hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
He scores some bangers with his left foot, and he hasn't been doing that this season because he's not at the edge of the box anymore. He's
Hmm.
inside the box, and I think with players who can play in various positions,
Hmm.
I think Arteta should utilize them better. He is, in a way, Trossard can play as a centre forward and as a left winger,
True.
and so
True.
can Gabriel Jesus, and you see them interchanging positions throughout the game. All throughout
Hmm.
the game,
Yeah.
they're like
Exactly.
moving around, causing confusion to the defenders. So yeah, why not implement that in other positions as well?
Hmm.
And I also want to point out how bad Arsenal's depth is.
Full. Yeah. True. This needs to be
They have
addressed, and
a,
also the
a
center
really
backs.
shallow
Yeah.
squad. They have a
Yeah.
really shallow squad, especially in terms of centre backs. Uh,
Exactly.
you lose Saliba and it's holding playing.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah.
No, what's the guy's name? Let me just quickly check his name.
KV something. Yeah.
You lose Gabriel and it's Kivior and Holding playing as your center back. You see,
I can't even
if you
imagine that,
start
bro.
if you start playing FIFA, they are the first cards, the silver cards and bronze cards that are going to show up on your team.
True, true. Yeah.
I think Arsenal know where they need to invest next
Hmm.
season.
A
It's all
midfielder
about
or one or two center
they
backs. Yeah, go on.
one for now, one for now. Obviously, they kept going for Mudrik last season, and now some attacker is linked to Arsenal again. You see, it's not always about flashy skills, uh, a long a long shot or a beautiful dribble and chipping the goalkeeper. That's not what it's always about. Sometimes it's about holding on to a one goal lead. And if you've seen Barcelona 2 seasons back and this season, you will notice something, and that is a lot of 1-0 wins and a lot less draws. If you are a Barcelona fan who has been following Barcelona for some time, the number of times they've bottled, it's unbelievable. And this season they have managed to hold on to thin leads, and that's all credit to Barcelona's backline and Xavi, of course.
Araujo.
Xavi.
I'm telling you this. Araujo is the main guy in the center of Barcelona's defense. You play one match without Araujo, and I still think Barcelona will throw away their lead. Yeah.
I believe Araujo is a really important player,
Hmm.
but I think you're taking the other players for granted as well. If you see
Christensen is great as well. I mean,
Christensen,
yeah, yeah.
Has been really solid this season. Not just
Hmm.
this season, even last season he was crucial for Chelsea winning the Champions League
Champions League.
two
Yeah, yeah.
seasons back.
True. Hmm.
Uh, People keep saying Rudiger, 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 but no, it's not Rudiger. It's more Christensen and Thiago Silva.
Hmm.
It was never just Rudiger.
Hmm.
I said it was never just
Yeah,
Rudiger.
yeah. Go on, go on. Yeah, I heard that.
I mean, if you remove Rudiger and play Fofana, I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure Chelsea would have won the Champions League that season as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, on a closing note, we'll just talk about what reinforcements Arsenal and Chelsea need, and then we'll close the stream. At what positions and what particular players you think they'll sign? So, would you like
I am
to
not sure about
start?
their transfer targets, but
Hmm.
they surely need a better CDM.
Who are they? Arsenal?
Partey, Arsenal, yeah, Arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas Partey has been decent, but he's prone to making a lot of mistakes. He can't play high pressure games.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Jorginho, I don't rate him as highly anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's a good playmaker.
Hmm.
He's a really
He's
good
slow.
playmaker.
Yeah.
He has great vision.
Hmm.
He can play. He can stay calm with the ball, but I don't see Jorginho as a real option moving forward. He can't be the first choice of Arsenal at least. And
They
I
are.
I don't think being slow would really affect a player's position in a team, because if you look at
No, no, no.
Busquets,
I don't. I don't mean he's slow in terms of pace. He's like a sloth playing with the ball and all. Yeah, he takes a lot of time to release the pass. In that, in that case, he's slow. Yeah, yeah. They're interested in Caicedo from Brighton. Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, yeah. The Brighton blocked Caicedo's transfer in the last minute
Yeah,
in the winter window.
it
Uh,
should go through in
yeah,
this
that
summer,
would have
in
been
my
a
opinion.
really good signing.
Hmm.
Uh, but I don't think Brighton will let him go unless they find a replacement, or at
I
least they
think
feel like they have found a replacement.
Chelsea are ready to pay 80 million to 100 million. I guess. No, sorry, Arsenal. Yeah, bro.
I think
We
that's
have to
that's
make a
too
video
big
on
of a
Brighton.
price tag. We
We
definitely
have to
do,
make a
but
video. Yeah.
I think that's too much. That's like almost twice as much money as I'd pay for a player like Caicedo.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh,
True.
because especially because he's not one of a kind.
Hmm. Exactly. So Arsenal could also use someone like Amarbath.
Who couldn't, bro?
Yeah.
After that World
So
Cup performance,
yeah.
he'd like fit into most teams and
Hmm.
most play styles, especially because he can play as a destroyer and as a
Exactly.
kind of as a playmaker, I guess.
He's good on the ball and he's good defensively as
Yeah,
well. So
and he's
yeah.
good defensively. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. Now, uh, yeah, they also need a centre back, in my opinion, or decent centre
they
back.
definitely need a centre back,
I don't think they are
first team
as of
centre
now.
back.
Exactly. I don't think as
They
of
need
now
to
they're
drop Gabriel to
linked.
the bench.
Gabriel is decent.
He's
Magalhaes, right?
he's decent,
Hmm.
but you've seen in the City match again. The
Yeah.
first goal, it was all Gabriel's fault, if you ask
True.
me,
True.
and
Yeah.
Ramsdale as well. You can say the forwards lost the ball, but
Hmm.
forwards do that.
Hmm.
Everyone does that. It doesn't just
Yeah.
have to be forwards. But what are you there for? You're there to cover for your
True.
teammates,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I
True.
think Gabriel has to be dropped.
As of now, I don't think Arsenal are interested in any centre back. So we have to check about that as we move forward. And Chelsea. Uh, let's talk about this. Who needs to go in Chelsea after this season?
Aubameyang, Kovacic, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, uh, definitely one of Mendy and Arrizabalaga. One
Hmm.
of those two. Uh, Sterling can stay, and Felix is leaving anyway.
Yes.
One of
Aubameyang.
Loftus Cheek and Mason Mount. Aubameyang
Hmm.
is leaving. All I think
Yeah.
it's already has been
In my
decided.
opinion, both of them should leave. Uh,
Mount and Loftus Cheek.
Loftus Cheek, yes, Mount Loftus Cheek, Kovacic is leaving. Kante is also leaving, I guess, because his contract is expiring and he'll be a free agent. And you have Hakim Ziyech, you have Pulisic. Bro, 12 players already. Yeah, I think they should. Uh, my picture of Chelsea is perfect as of now. There are few players that are returning. Lukaku will be returning. I guess some
I
midfielder,
think Chelsea
Bakayoko.
would have done a lot better with Lukaku in the team.
Exactly. So, in my opinion, they have to give Lukaku a chance in this season. I mean, after this season. So, I see Mudrik, Lukaku, someone like Maduake, and midfield. Since a lot of them are leaving, I think Chelsea need to sign some midfielders. And full, back four. I think we clear. They have Chilwell, Badiashile, Fofana, and then Reece James.
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly too. Yeah. Koulibaly will fit in. Sorry, will perfectly fit in a back three system. Back two system, I have my doubts about him.
I think with the player who can balance Koulibaly,
Hmm.
If you take say, I'm really not able to find a better example than Man City in most
Sure.
situations.
Hmm.
Uh, in the first season that Ruben Diaz joined, uh, City, they were they were winning everything. They were winning most of their games. They were not conceding many goals, and Ruben Diaz has been key for that. But the way Laporte has complemented Ruben Diaz is not talked about enough, because Ruben Diaz is a more aggressive player, and Laporte is the kind of player who would, you know, stand back a little bit,
Yeah.
jinx, stand back a
So
little
you
bit,
want?
and
So you don't want me to talk now?
of course I do, Shankar.
Yeah. Go on.
So, yeah, I think if they are able to find that balance, because they have good enough young centre backs. If you ask me,
Hmm.
they have Badiashile and Fofana, who are
Hmm.
who have a lot of potential. They have a high ceiling, so
Chaloba
they can
too.
definitely be developed into the kind of players that you want in your team.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what I think. I think they
On
need
that.
to play Koulibaly consistently,
Hmm.
and while giving enough time to, of course, Badiashile,
Fofana.
Shaloba, and Fofana.
Hmm. Yeah. I get your
And
point.
if they decide to play a three at the back, it's not Chilwell, but I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry. It's just that my voice is
No problem.
reaching
Go
you a
on. Go
bit
on.
late. Okay.
Hmm.
If
Go
they
on. Go on.
decide to play a three at the back, I mean, everyone has to be flexible. They have to be
True.
comfortable playing one, two, or three systems even. So
Hmm.
if they decide to go to a three at the back, I think they should try to play Cucurella in that left back position, because
True.
he's quality. You
Hmm.
put a
True.
striker in the box for him to cross to, or a really good shooter for him to cut the ball back to. I think
Hmm.
Cucurella is really good in those situations.
Yes.
Uh, Better than Chilwell. Chilwell is more of a fullback who likes to cut in. He likes
Hmm.
to come closer to the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Uh, Cucurella
Take
like
few shots. Yeah.
few shots at the goal. Yeah.
Yes.
Cucurella likes to stick to the byline.
Hmm.
So they have a lot of options. They have variety. They can do whatever they want to do with the players they have.
Yeah. True. True. I just remembered something from the first Bayern Munich stream that we did. You used some word like lacrocatize past the defender, right? That you use that one.
Yeah. What,
That's
what
a
about
funny
it?
word, brother. Lacrocatize. Yeah. So Chilwell likes to lacrocatize past the defenders. Yeah. So
Shildana, I'd like to close this stream soon.
yeah. So on that note, we'd like to close the stream. If you uh, enjoyed the stream, do consider liking and subscribing. Also, do comment your thoughts on Arsenal versus Chelsea game. Thank you. Namaskar.
And do share the video with your
Your
friends,
friends,
of course.
family,
Not just
foe.
friends,
Yeah.
your enemies, foes, bros.
No. Yeah, yeah. Go on.
Uh,
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Also follow us on